Hi, I'm Christine and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to make a small guide for the outskirts of Sandrock, the start area of the game. Today I will talk about the animals, or the wildlife if you want to call it that, the resources like stonewood and scrap, fishing, and we'll explore some special area with some nice loot. So yeah, just a little disclaimer, I will not talk about all the freaky things that happens during a sandstorm. And as you can see, this area is made up of small valleys and beautiful cliffs. Just be careful so you don't fall down. So let's just have a little peek at the map and I'll show which area we're going to talk about today. The outskirts here is where we're going to be talking about today, focusing on. I will not talk about the animals living on the outskirts because they're more like a transition animal and not really part of the animals we're going to talk about. So let's start with the wildlife. We have the bumble ants, the rocker roosters, the yakmels, and the little thorny jumper. So yeah, let's see here now. The yakmels, they're a little over the place. They live in these little packs here and are easy to find. They're normally made out of little lady cows, I think, and one alpha yakmel. The animals are quite easy to find if you just zoom in on the map. And you will see the different habitats, so quite easy to find. So let's start by talking about the regular yakmel, the wild yakmel. As you can see, it will drop damaged animal pelt, raw animal skin, yakmel hair, copper bars, yakmel horn, yakmel milk, manure, meat, and rib meat. They do stand in a pack, so it's very hard just to attack one. This is the wild alpha yakmel. As you can see, he might drop some raw animal skin, yakmel hair, yakmel horn, yakmel milk, manure, meat, rib meat, and the very good machine upgrade kit. Keep in mind though, he is quite a nice to kick when you provoke him, so yeah, be careful when you attack him. And here we got the cute little bumble ants that roam around in the area. The hot honey barbecue bumble ant, well, let me just put it like that. That thing is on fire and he will putting you on fire. He will drop thin thread, citron shell, gunpowder, or manure. Keep in mind though, not everything has 100% drop rate, so you might have to kill a few before you get what you want. And this is the basic regular bumble ant. He might drop thin thread, manure, or ant honey. The ant honey is very popular with people in Sandrock, so yeah, make sure you get a bunch of those. And along the cliffs, you will find the rocket rooster and the crocodile of doom. These are the only animals on this map that will attack without being provoked, so yeah, I don't like them. This rocket rooster is most common of the two. It might drop animal pelt, meat, feather, egg, rooster rocket, stone, quartz, and a wooden stick. Keep in mind though, they're often not alone. And here you have the crocodile of doom. They're more rare than the other one. They might drop damaged animal pelt, meat, machine upgrade kit, feather, egg, rooster rocket, gunpowder, stone, quartz, or wooden stick. When they start glowing, it means they're charging their really bad attack, so then you better start dodging, because you don't want to get hit by that. Can you spot what cactus is not like the other? Well, this is the elusive but very cute thorny jumper. If you go out at nighttime, he will be walking around and not hiding, but yeah, he's so cute. If you want to kill this poor little cute creature, it might drop some lizard tooth, wood, or cactus spine. But then again, look at him, who wants to kill him? Okay, let's talk about trees and plants. They're really just everywhere, so when you're riding around, you just see them everywhere really. And keep in mind though, they do change color depending on the season. So yeah, they might be yellow, they might be half dead, but they're there. These are some of the most common plants. Sandgrass that might drop thin thread and dew, and yakthorn that might drop thin thread, wood, or dew. The other real common ones are ball cactus that might drop wood, dew, cactus fruit, or cactus spine, or the sandflower that might drop thin thread, wood, dew, or a sandflower. Keep in mind though, the sandflower doesn't have the highest drop rate, so you might have to break a few. This is the cactus tree and the cactus flower tree. This is a kick-only plant, as it grows inside the borders of Sandrock. Birds will be very upset if you do anything else than kicking it. So when you kick it, it might drop some cactus fruit, some cactus spine, or some feathers. And you can mine them or chop them down outside of town. And I will talk about them then. This is the yellow lavender and the cat whiskers. They do change their looks quite a bit during seasons, so just hover over them and the name will pop up. The yellow lavender might drop thin thread, wood, dew, or, well, yellow lavender. And the cat whiskers might drop thin thread, wood, or dew. But like I said, they're hard to spot, so just keep an eye on during different seasons. And then there's the dry box tree. Again, just kick it unless you want birds to come by your house and have a long speech. That might drop feather, bark, egg, bird nest, and citron shell. Make sure that you click on the bird nest as it has a little surprise on the inside. Yeah, and like I said, only kicking. There are several crops growing around in the outskirts. You might find sandrice, desert mushroom, sandberry, sandleek, and oregano. The sandrice, the desert mushroom, and the sandleek might drop some seeds that you can plant in your garden, but the sandberry and the oregano will only drop their berry and herby. So yeah, these are also season based, so you might not find them all the time, but just keep an eye out for them and they're there. Okay, let's talk about resources like stone, wood, and scrap. Scrap is found all over the place, but keep in mind I'm not talking about the scrap over by your Fafa salvage place, let's just call it Rocky's place. I'm talking about the random scrap laying around. And as you can see, the wood and stone and everywhere is just laying around, so it's quite easy to find. Okay, let's get to the scrap. The hypersleep chamber is not available right away, so you have to do a couple of quests and suddenly it will pop up. The copper scrap, stone scrap is easy to find, but it has different looks, but it's still easy to find, you know. And for the quality wood scrap, you will need a bronze axe. And also the hypersleep chamber requires a bronze pick hammer. Okie dokie, let's see now. And we also have stone, then we have gravel. The gravel might drop stone, DNS, dew, sandworm, firm rocks, and quartz. And the hard rock, not the music, you have to have a bronze pick hammer. Might drop stone, marble, dew, bloodstone, or throwing rocks. The deadwood does require a bronze axe and will drop wood, hardwood, or dew. They're quite a different animations, but they're all over the place and easy to find. And then you have the broken monument. It will spawn behind your workshop. It will drop a bunch of marble, some dragon, some stone scraps, and make sure you farm it when you see it. Okay, let's talk about fishing. Before you fish, you need to have the quest done with Elise, or Elsie. And you can see there's a little fishing spot next to your workshop on the top of the mountain. When you get up to the fishing spot, make sure you have your sand trap equipped and press E to activate fishing. The fishes in this fish hole prefer sandworm and sandrice. And just chump it out there and they'll come munching on it. And then when they sort of glow green and stand still and eat, you just toss in your sand trap and boom, there you have it. They will get scared though if you miss, so make sure you catch them on the first try. There's also a sand fishing spot off by Cooper's farm, but that's outside the area I'm talking about today, so yeah, just so you know. Okie dokie, let's see now. In this hole we will get sand nakuda and we will get some sand carp. There are also some very elusive kingfishers. I only got them like once or twice. Okay, let's talk about all the cool spots you can find here in Sandrock. Make sure you go and explore along the cliffs, because there's quite a few caves. And in these caves is what I like to call like a little mini dungeon. Like see, here's one cave. If we enter now, we will see what dangers lurks behind this loading screen. Well, actually there's a lot of those fences, so make sure you look where you're going. And make sure you bring a duster or vacuum cleaner, because there's a lot of chests here, but they're all buried. Of course, I forgot my duster and vacuum cleaner, but luckily for me, there's a couple that are not buried. So yeah, let's jump up there and loot one of them and see what goodies they bring us today. Inside this one, we have a little arm stretcher recipe. So yeah, that's good. And make sure you always loot your little chest when you're done and just chop it into pieces. And we got small parts too, yeah. So let's make our way outside of this little cave. There are several caves like this hidden around. There's a couple also over in that area. I forgot totally what it's called now. Paradise Lost. But we're not going there today, but at least now you know. Depending on how far you are in the game, this area will change quite drastically, so I might have some bridges you don't have yet or some other things, so don't be worried, you'll get them soon enough, unless you already have them, of course. And also remember, like I said, with the seasons, the flowers change color and everything. See, here's another cape. So yeah, just go over through them and hover over and they will say the name. So it's quite easy like that. So yeah, if there's something I forgot to talk about in this guide, please let me know in the comments down below and I will add them at a later time. Yeah, so hopefully I got it all covered. So if you like this video, I would appreciate if you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time, and have a good evening. Okie dokie, bye bye.